Reporting live from Hyper Clubhouse in Atlanta for Comedy Hype News, I'm John Abba. We're just about 2 weeks away from Election Day 2024, and the race seems to be closer than ever as public figures continue to speak out, aligning with the political party that best serves their personal interest. Over the last week, a narrative surrounding black men's hesitancy to vote for Kamala Harris made it to the mainstream news, especially after a speech by former President Barack Obama, where he would urge black men to back Harris. He would talk to black men saying, "And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. Part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president, and you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that." Now, Eddie Griffin, who has been known to go after Kamala, is continuing his takes against her. Known for his takes on politics, he would take to Instagram in order to share a reel posted by Instagram account Chaotic Thoughts, which featured a compilation of speeches by Kamala Harris stating the same talking points. The caption go on to read, "Proof that Kamala Harris is always scripted."
We win! And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win!
Undocumented immigrant is not a criminal.
An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal, and we have to correct course in this conversation.
An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal.
Now, Harris has often been criticized for sounding too scripted when it comes to her answers in past debates and interviews. Just last week, the presidential candidate and current vice president would interview with Charlamagne tha God, where he mentioned the criticism of sounding too rehearsed. Harris would counteract the criticism by stating what sounds scripted to some is actually just discipline. She would compare her responses to Donald Trump's answers in order to prove her point. Griffin has always been extremely vocal when it comes to politics. However, lately, his commentary has been anti-democratic and anti-Kamala, even going as far as saying he'll be voting for Trump this upcoming election. In a new viral video that will circulate over the weekend, Brown will talk about his time in California, working with Harris, accusing her of lying about her race and identity.
"I'm gonna hurt somebody's feelings, but we got a witch running for president. That woman is the worst kind of sleaze you can ever think of. I was in California when it was going down. And I used to represent 40 years ago a whole chunk of pimps and hoes in Memphis. And I know a hoe when I see one. And when I see a hoe, I know she got a pimp. And I want to find out who the pimps are that we getting tricked out on the benefit of. Who are the pimps that this woman is working for? And I see some decent ladies out there. I've met a few of you. And I resent the fact that you got a hoe that's being your face. You see, tomorrow is yesterday today, so today was yesterday, and it'll be tomorrow tomorrow. That's why we have to understand today. What the hell did you just say? And you gonna fake off about being a Negro? I met a daddy, sat next to the man for 2.5 hours at the Governor General's table down in Jamaica. My ex-wife asked him what he was. He said he was Irish and he was Hindu. She said, "You don't have anybody black in your family?" He said, "No."
Both Brown and Griffin have been consistent in their arguments, although at least from Griffin's perspective, some of his opinions may be clouded with misinformation, as false narratives have spread more quickly now more than ever. So what do you guys think about Eddie Griffin and Judge Joe Brown publicly trashing Kamala Harris? Is this a reflection of the time about black men having an issue with having a black female president? And do you think these are the type of black men Barack Obama was talking about? Let's talk about it more in the comments below. And stay up to date for the latest news and comedy by subscribing here to our YouTube channel, and check out hypersclub.com right now for new and original content. Plus, if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to send us a super thanks by hitting the button below, and you can tip us what you want to show your support. Reporting live from Hyper Clubhouse in Atlanta for Comedy Hype News, I'm John Abba.